Tice Madox Solicitors is results-oriented, but with a distinctive approach tailored to our clients' needs in our specialist fields: immigration law, criminal law, employment law, commercial law, family law, and contracts law. We are well equipped in our litigation and advocacy for the benefit of our clients, corporates, and individuals. Why not visit us at 5 Oakfield House, Oakfield Road, Ilford, London, IG1 1EF. We are just 15 minutes from Liverpool Street Station. Tice Madox Solicitors. Try us. We are professional.
Hello, my name is Justice Maduforo. I'm a solicitor of the Supreme Court of England and Wales. I'm also a barrister and solicitor of the Supreme Court of Nigeria. Ladies and gentlemen, this program kickstarts your consciousness to law. This program brings you your consciousness. This program also activates your moral grounds and legal grounds for you to sustain and to live peacefully in the United Kingdom, but for you to take the proper advice where it is needed and required. And that is why you have this program on here, so it can showcase you and signpost you to Tice Madox Solicitors, to your words or your friends who may require or who is going through what I'm going to discuss today or what I have been discussing in this program. And then you can be able to take a proper legal advice and to run with their case and achieve a success. So, ladies and gentlemen, all I'm going to discuss here, they are not legal advice, but they, as I said, is to kickstart your consciousness. So you take proper action. The telephone lines and the contact address or email or social medias or social handles and Twitter, they're all on the screen of Facebook. So you can contact us and we can properly take your case and advise you properly. Ladies and gentlemen, I have discussed, as you know, this firm is a multidisciplinary firm that have discussed all areas of law that our expertise lies. And more especially as the principal of this firm, with the legal eagle eye to understand the law, to interpret the law, to prepare the case, and to represent you, litigate and advocate. At the same time, you have all that you need in one house. And success is only the goal that we pursue and see when we take up your case to represent you. So I have discussed criminal law, I've discussed immigration law, I've discussed employment law, I've discussed family law, I've discussed contract law on this program. And if you go to our website, ticemadox.com, and you can also have much more in-depth understanding of what we do. So this program is to kickstart that consciousness that you require. Today, I want to be discussing criminal law, and my topic is murder. I'm going to be discussing criminal law, and my topic is murder. Now, as a very high value firm, that deals with high, serious offenses, ranging from murder down to the little offense that you call common assault, to little theft that occurs daily basis on retail shops, on the road and off licenses, to domestic common assault that happens between partners and between husband and wife and in domestic settings with families, outsiders. The most important thing is that serious case that is out there, which is the law of murder. Because this firm takes up very serious cases. So we liaise quite often with the serious fraud office. We also relate with all the serious organizations that handle serious cases, from fraud to murder cases, and to all other white-collar jobs, insider dealings, that we also deal with and represent whoever is facing this. We also liaise with the prosecution in respect to negotiation of charges that they bring against you in those fields of offenses, and those of them that are applicable, and to see whether we can have a bargain with the Crown Prosecution Service or whoever is prosecuting, or the serious fraud office or serious offense office. So whoever is prosecuting, the Crown Prosecution Service, or from any other organization that has the power and authority to prosecute criminal offenses, and be it even the local borough authorities, to the Security Industry Act, which is the SIA, to all other agencies. So many of them have this power to prosecute within them that the offenses relate to. So they bring the proceedings or criminal proceedings against the individual. We liaise with them. Today I'll be discussing murder, because we have dealt with murder, and because it is a very sentimental offense which has very grave consequences on the victim and their families, and also consequences on the suspect. So both parties are not in a win-win at all. Both parties of murder, those accused and the victim, none of them, irrespective of the outcome, obviously on the other side, especially on the part of the victim, do not see it as anything at all compensatory or equivalent to the death of a loved one. So it is very crucial that we set the pace to clear the fact that empathy will always be our watchword. But above all, it's the law that provides a defense for an offense of murder. As an advocate and as a barrister, I have dealt with matters of this and argued matters of this nature in the jurisdiction where I was authorized to do so. In the United Kingdom, as a solicitor, I've handled cases of this nature, a serious murder matters that are so serious in such a way that the public opinion is outraged at anybody representing such person who is accused of murder. Remember, it's an accusation. It's an accusation. The law of this country or any other country always provide for a defense to an allegation of murder. When I talk about murder, there is also what is called attempted murder, which means the victim is not yet dead. So that's an attempt. So defining murder is very easy. People always say, oh, he killed him, he committed murder. That is a layman understanding of what murder means. Now, it goes beyond that. Recently, some of you have also heard about what happened in the Westminster House of Parliament, where a driver, crashed the vehicle into one of the to the barricades on the road, rammed the vehicle. Some of you heard that driver was charged for what? Attempted murder. That is a different connotation entirely from the word murder. Murder, the two difference here is that the individual is dead for murder. Attempted murder, the individual is alive. Either a permanent deformity occurred after an attempt or not, the person didn't die, or that it could have been worse than that, than attempted murder, and the other one is murder. So I'm discussing murder, but obviously in pari passu, they all have to come in to lay the pass. If your word or your child or anybody you know is accused of murder or being investigated for murder or attempted murder, so this is just to kickstart your consciousness basically, so you may not fall into this. But whoever that is going in through a serious criminal offense, not a bad murder, could be serious fraud. As you know, Tice Madox Solicitors will handle all that. And it's most important, we have legal aid. So we have legal franchise with the Ministry of Justice where we can represent you free of charge on all matters in criminal matters. So all matters. So you did not fear or you need to question how you're going to fund your representation. For criminal matters, Tice Madox Solicitors has the legal franchise because we will be found credible and suitable and competent to deal with and represent people who are charged with criminal offenses and to take the matter on there. So murder cases are very crucial, and simple term understanding is murder is premeditated, unlawful killing by premeditation. Unlawful killing of another by premeditation, which means that the person have already intended to kill. That's what it is here. So the fine line there is the premeditation. The individual is dead, but the most important thing is that was it a premeditated death, or is it some sort of deaths that have occurred as a result of the act of the person, but which didn't translate to the death of the individual. So in that case, does this substitute to be murder? That is where the experts come in. That's where the experts come in. As a matter of fact, let me pause there to also draw your consciousness now, because there are also some cases that I have looked at previously, especially these historic sexual offenses. And I've come to realize that most people are taking these cases lightly. If you've been alleged, they've been alleged against you, and you're meant to come to the police station voluntarily for an interview. So don't get it twisted. Some of you, because you're being invited to the police station voluntarily, you think, after all, I've not been arrested, I'm not under arrest, just asking me a question. You're just not getting the point. Once you've been invited, arrested, or whatever it is done at all, you attended the police station, or even on the road, the police station cautions you, and you begin to talk after caution, then you're in for the game. That means you are not just an ordinary volunteer. You've turned to be a suspect, and that suspicion will grow with further investigation. So don't make mistake to go to the police station or go to any other prescribed place with a police officer who is invited to just come, let's have a chat. Just don't worry about that. Don't do that. Some of you do that quite often. So I picked up, as a duty solicitor also in courts, I picked up people who just turn up in court, charged with serious offenses like rape or historic sexual offenses. And they just went to the police station by themselves. So, no, I didn't do anything, let me speak to them. Don't do that. It's a country of laws. And you're given opportunity to take a lawyer, and he's free of charge. That's why you call us Tice Madox Solicitors to represent you. Don't ever do that. In even whatever mind or state of mind that you find yourself in, don't make that mistake to go and speak to the police officer without speaking to Tice Madox Solicitors. Don't do that. Because most of you are so ignorant to the point of, we don't know whether it's naive. Some of you attribute it to naivety. It is no longer naivety. As long as you can breathe and count your money, your pounds, and put it into your wallet and check your bank account and pay and get a change from retail or on the roadside, whatever, and pay your bus pass, you are mature enough to understand that if you've been arrested or been asked to come to the police station and you've been given your right to seek a lawyer, that you could not muster that courage enough to say, call Tice Madox Solicitors, call my solicitors. Don't do that. Because whatever you're doing, preparation is everything in the criminal matters, and it starts from the police station stage. Don't do that. Don't you do that, and don't tell anybody to do that. Always ask them to seek for legal advice. But if you come to Tice Madox Solicitors, are you sure? Number one, you're not paying for it. And why would you want to now risk your whole of your life to just talk to police officers? And then you're being released under investigation, and the next two months, 3 months, 6 months, 1 year down the line, you're invited again. And you think the whole thing is dead. It's not dead. Once you've been invited and spoken to and released to go, it's not dead. Investigation is going on. If any further information come to rope you in, you're back again, you're charged. Probably deny bail. And from something you just thought is just nothing, it has catapulted, it has grown, it has metamorphosed into a very serious monster that you may not be able to deal with. That is why you have solicitors here. That's why you have Tice Madox Solicitors. So why would you want to go and risk your life, risk your future? Don't do that. Back to discussion of murder. Premeditated killing. Premeditated unlawful killing of another. Unlawful killing of another by premeditation. So which means that the person have decided to kill, to murder the person. Now, another thing is that even if I've made that decision, what was the object of killing the person? Sometimes object of killing someone may not necessarily translate to be the causation of death. So that means that murder requires a lot of investigation, a lot of scrutiny, a lot of interpretation, a lot of investigation, put on the site, on the autopsy, or the post-mortem autopsy of the body. We check that out. We scrutinize every detail given out there by the doctors who has pronounced the cause of death. We interrogate it. We want to understand the body, the individual. Some people die as a result of ongoing medical problem. But because there's a push, that medical problem escalates up. So the causation of death is not the pushing. But the person died. But you think you've committed murder. or because somebody stabbed and he falls down and dies. There may be underlying skin diseases or internal diseases already pre-existing that it now resulted into the person dying as a result of a single stab wound of a knife or even a gun. But obviously, they will say a gun shoots and kills. A gun will be pointed at an individual, shot at an individual, depending on the part of the body, delicate part of the body that supplies life that it hits. If those parts hits there, irrespective of what the illness the person had already pre-existing, will not remove the fact that the cause of death, the causation, was a single bullet to the heart or to the arteries that stopped that. But in other areas, there are other things that also constitute death, but which is not sometimes translated into murder. So it requires investigation, cross-examination, interrogation of the body, interrogation of the weapons used, and understanding clearly of the other defenses to murder. So if your ward or whoever you know is accused, invited, arrested for murder, then we have to do a lot of investigation. It's not what you do by yourself. Contact Tice Madox Solicitors. Now, the cause of death causation is a different thing entirely. Then the question is that what is the defense? Simple. The defense to murder sometimes is denial, that I didn't do it. It's a very simple thing at times, but it highly obviously applies if there is a direct evidence of the person shooting or not. Now, the questions, the issues of identification of the rightful person that is being alleged to have committed the murder or committed the offense is very important. So identification is crucial. So whether there is a direct evidence at a court on camera, witnessed by independent witnesses, are different things entirely to understand and to point to a suspect. So there are other circumstantial evidence that may also point to a suspect. There may be also other direct evidence or direct DNAs that point to a suspect. For instance, the DNAs of saliva fluid, blood fluid, fingerprints, these all may link a direct to a suspect. But in the recent does not translate that the suspect was the offender. It is all in the realm of suspicion. Tice Madox Solicitors would dissect along the line to decide which one is a suspect, which one has a direct inclination or direct accusation pointed at, which one does the evidence point to. And the evidence, is it circumstantial, is it direct, is it flimsy, is it a traveling proof? There are traveling DNAs. A lot of things are scrutinized, and which is why, as I said, the fact the murder is attributed is only when there is a direct evidence of the person committing the offense, and it is witnessed by many caught on CCTV. The question also moves further away of the identity of the individual is sorted. The question now goes to causation. What caused the death? Another thing that goes into is the defenses. Now, there are partial defenses to murder. There are partial defenses to murder because murder sometimes does not leave at murder. Murder sometimes also drops down to manslaughter. These are homicide offenses. Homicide offenses are as serious and grave as they are. But that does not mean that it leaves you without legal representation. Because some things you look at is not what I look at as a trained legal expert. I look with microscopic legal eye. I look with a concentrated eagle eye to dissect the evidence against you. Remember, obviously, that the onus of proof beyond reasonable doubt, as we all know, lies on the prosecution, whoever is prosecuting or whoever is alleging. And it is not enough to allege. It's also enough now. That is why the police investigate in order to get this evidence that backs up the allegation. And in the process of doing that, they may succeed partially or in full. If they succeed in full, the question is, what defense do you have to the offense? If they succeed impartially, then obviously the law technically comes in to scrutinize and to dissect and to question the extent of their evidence and the veracity, the authenticity, the proof, the reliability, the admissibility of such evidence before the jury or before the court. I tell you, ladies and gentlemen, it is important that you understand that if you want to achieve the success that you need, you will always have hand in hand with you the right firm, the right solicitor that will guide you all the way. We will guide you all the way in this matter. As I said, not only the murder trials or murder accusations or allegations or suspicions, but also other areas of law which I've explained to you here, ranging from serious fraud and ranging downwards to all sort of matters that is criminal. And as I said, you have legal aid, we have legal aid, so you get it free of charge. I will represent and you get the best. So why don't you take advantage of that? It beats my imagination. Trust me. Because when I go to court and see people who just stand there, and especially go to the police station without a solicitor, and I did mention that clearly. Preparation is everything in legal matters. Preparation is everything when you prepare food, because you just can't just open the gas and heat up the gas and put a plate or put a pot on it and put in water. What else are you putting in there? You've already prepared what you're going to do. That's why you heat up and light up the gas. So you do that preparation even when you want to eat. Do you think legal matters are not prepared? Do you think you just walk in there and say, I'm guilty or not guilty? That's wrong. That's way wrong. You're way beyond that. There's a technological age whereby you can just go, I just want to speak by myself. You don't do that. You don't do that. Don't ever try that. A case just recently came to me, and it's a very historic sexual offense. Historic. And the person is 50 years of age. And this sexual allegation of rape occurred 40 years back, or 35 years back, when he was just around 15, 16, 17, 20 years of age. And he's 50 years of age, doing very well, working, doing fantastic in his career. And this matters come up. And unfortunately, obviously, with whatever he's thinking, even with the level of education and professionalism and wealth and income that he has achieved, he could not understand that he need to pause and take along with him in that journey a sound criminal solicitors like Tice Madox. He didn't. He went all by himself in Crown Court and ran through a trial of allegation of historic sexual offense. Can you imagine that? When he came to me, and I can only ask, what were you thinking? I could not understand. And now we are not faced with the task of trying to unravel what happened in the proceedings in order to obtain that conviction. But this is someone who had all the opportunity to get along with him. So ladies and gentlemen, it's important that you understand how to trade. This is a country of laws, and I repeat it in all my program. And that is why this program comes to you, kickstarting your consciousness to understand that you do not take for granted the laws and provision that lay down here. More especially if you're a minority here and you really don't know your way around. Don't tell me you've lived there for 20 years. Don't tell me you've been there for 10 years. Don't tell me you've lived there for 50 years. You just don't know what the law says. You just don't know what the law says. And so do not glory in your naivety or in your ignorance. Don't glory in it. And don't pass that ignorance to some other people that looked up to you. Direct them to seek the proper legal advice, and you get the right thing. Murder cases are serious matters. But as I said to you, the defenses that are run through murder cases are very crucial. That is what is called diminished responsibility. A diminished responsibility of the mental capacity of the individual at the time. Even if he tells you, I'm very happy, I'm okay, I love my life, I'm happy. There's a diminished responsibility that is underpinning that needs to unravel. That is also what is called by extreme provocation. Some of these things are not defenses to murder, but they are partial defenses to murder. And there are also other defenses, as I said, I mentioned earlier, which is a direct defense of denial or identification or identity crisis, which means that it is a pure denial the wrong person has been captured. So that also needs proper scrutiny and understanding. The Homicide Act provides for that. The common law, as a matter of fact, the murder matters are all under offenses under the common law. And they provide for this in respect to how you can have a better representation. I'm bringing murder cases to you here because I've seen quite a lot of people make, again, mistakes when allegations of murder has been put before them and they don't know what to do. And the most important thing is that even if you take a lawyer, you take the wrong one. How can I explain that? So this program is for you. You pass the number to people who has or going through these issues mentioned, and let them come to Tice Madox Solicitors, and we will sit down and prepare the case from immigration to family to criminal. As mentioned, as you can see on screen, what are you waiting for? Take a step of faith and take a step of belief that you will get the success, and we will join our faith with your faith, your belief with our belief, your belief with our belief. We join as what you want. You come for us for success. You come for us to be acquitted. We will run to make sure we put strong argument and case for you. And success will be guaranteed. So ladies and gentlemen, I remain your usual host again. Next time I come your way, Justice Maduforo, give us a call and go to our social media platforms, and we will interact further from there. God bless you.
Tice Madox Solicitors is results-oriented, but with a distinctive approach tailored to our clients' needs in our specialist fields: immigration law, criminal law, employment law, commercial law, family law, and contracts law. We are well equipped in our litigation and advocacy for the benefit of our clients, corporates, and individuals. Why not visit us at 5 Oakfield House, Oakfield Road, Ilford, London, IG1 1EF. We are just 15 minutes from Liverpool Street Station. Tice Madox Solicitors. Try us. We are professional.